All right, AQR students, we're looking at essay student activity sheet number 8, making sense of credit. So we're looking at credit card stuff today. Anatomy of a credit card statement. The following is a monthly statement from a typical credit card company. Parts left out intentionally are denoted by question marks and highlighted in gray. So we don't have, for example, the finance charges or the new balance here. We're missing the purchases and the cash amount here, the average daily balance, and finance charge due to the periodic rate. Okay? Have everything else. All right. So use the information. The first question here says use the information in the statement to determine the balances throughout the month and then calculate the average daily balance for these purchases. Okay? So the opening date is 7/19. The closing date is 8/18 of 2008. So when it opens on 7/19, the balance is, previous balance, $2,342.51. And it stays that way until the first transaction, which happens on 7/23. So 7/19 through 7/22, that is the balance, $2,342.51. On 7/23, though, 7/23, there was a purchase of gas. So the balance, so this is money that this person owed, whoever this is. They owed this amount of money, and then they owed some more money because they made a purchase of gas. Okay? So we're going to take the previous balance, $23,42.51, and to that I'm going to add $70.61 for the new balance on 7/23 of $24,13.12. So they owe a little bit more, $70 more now. On 7/24, they had a payment of $100, and also they made a purchase at a hardware store of $139. Okay? So we take this balance. I'm going to subtract from that balance. I'm just going to hit minus, so it takes my last answer. I'm going to subtract the $100 that they paid, and then we're going to add $139 that they did at the hardware store. So now on 7/24, $24,52.12. So it actually went up a little bit, even though they paid $100, they spent $139, so it went up by $39. And it stayed there through 7/27. But then on 7/28, they made another purchase of flowers. So we'll take this plus $24.95 for flowers. So we're up to $24.77.07. And it stayed there through 8/2. Then on 8/3, they purchased groceries for $176.33. So we're going to add that one in. We're now up to $26.53.40. And that went through 8/17, and then on 8/18 was the hardware. They returned some stuff. Remember, they made this $139 at the hardware store. They returned $50.21. So we'll subtract that from their balance, $50.21, and so that's $26.03.19. And it stayed, we had no more transactions, so it should stay that way through, that's actually the last day in the cycle, so that's it. So we have 1 day at that balance. All right. So, I've got my running balance here. These are the balances throughout the month from 7/19 through 8/18. I want to calculate the average daily balance. So what I need to do is figure out, how many days does each of these balance account for? All right, so like 7/19 through 7/22, the 19th, 20th, 21, and 22. That's 4 days. So I'm going to multiply this amount times 4 because it counts for 4 days at that balance. So we're going to do 2342.51 times 4 gives us 9370.04. 7/23, only 1 day at that balance, 24/13/12. 7/24 through 7/27, 24, 25, 26, 27, 4 days at that balance. So 2452.12 times 4, 9808. 0.48. All right, there's 31 days in July, so 7/28 through 8/2. So 28, 29th, 30th, 31st. The first, that's 5 days. The second makes 6 days. So times 6 here. 2477.07 times 6. 14,862.42. All right, 3rd through the 17th. If you'll notice here, if I subtract 27 minus 24, I get 3, but that was actually 4 days. 22 minus 19 is 3, but that's actually 4 days. So we're going to take, if we subtract and then add 1, it should give us 17 minus 3 is 14, plus 1. This is going to account for 15 days here. So 2653.4 times 15 days is 39,801. Exactly, 0 cents. And then times 1 here is 260319. All right, I'm going to add these number of days right here, and it should add up to 31. Let's see if it does. 4 plus 1 plus 4 plus 6 plus 15 plus 1, and that is 31 days. So that's like a little check. I know that I have 31 days, and that's, if you look somewhere on here, I have 31 days in the cycle right here. Okay? So I'm going to add this total up, and then I'm going to divide it by 31 days to get the average daily balance. That'll be the average daily balance. And just looking at it, here's all my balances. I'm guessing it's going to be around $2,500. Maybe a little bit, probably between $2,500 and $2,600. All right? I had half the month was at $2,653. Nearly half the month was 24 something, 23, 24 something. I'm thinking 2,500s somewhere, but we can check that after we get it all done. But that's just a round number I'm kind of aiming at. 9370.04 plus 2413.12 plus 9808.48 plus 14862.42 plus 39801 plus 2603.19 gives me a total of $78,858.25. Dividing that by 31 days, divided by 31, gives me $25.43.81. And that looks pretty reasonable. Like I said, I thought it would be, between $2,500 and $2,600, so that looks reasonable. All right, so there's my average daily balance, ADB. Okay? All right, next. Number 2, the daily periodic rate. Daily periodic rate describes the interest you are paying on your credit every day. Use the following formula to calculate the daily periodic rate to 5 decimal points. 5 decimal points. It's a lot. And then use this rate to determine the finance charge to the nearest cent. APR stands for annual percentage rate. All right, so our daily periodic rate. If we look over here, the APR is $28.99. So we're going to take $28.99%. That's my average periodic rate. And annual percentage rate, and I'm going to divide that by the days in the year, 365. So 28.99 divided by 365. 5 decimal points here. 0.07942. 0.07942. Okay? So this is still a percent here. That's the percent per day that they're charging. All right? Almost about 7/100ths% per day. Okay, so I'm going to use this rate to determine the finance charge to the nearest cent. My average daily balance was $25.43.81. This was the average daily balance. I'm going to multiply this times, I'm going to change this to a percent by moving my decimal point 2 times. So 0.000742, and this was for 31 days. All right, the average daily balance times the daily rate for 31 days. 2543.81 times 0.0007942 times 31 days, and it's $62.63. So that is money that we have to pay, or whoever has this credit card is paying to the credit card company. This is interest. This does not go, this is just money going to the credit card company because we owe them this much money. All right? It will not pay down our debt. It's simply money because we have a debt, we have to pay this. So this is just 1 month's worth. If you multiply that times 12, you get an idea, times 12 here to, $750 a year we're paying to the credit card company. All right? So calculate the new balance considering credits, debits, and finance charges. All right? So we had $23,42.51 was the previous balance. We had debits, money that we charged of $70.61. What's that? $70.61 plus $139 plus $24.95 plus $176.33 for $410.89. So I'm going to add that on, $410.89. We'll subtract off the credits. That's 100 plus 50.21, 150.21. Plus the finance charge of $62.63. So let's see how this works out. 2342.51 plus 410.89 minus 150.21 plus 62.63. All right, so the new balance is at the end of the month $2665.82. That is our new balance at the end of the month. So what percentage is the minimum payment to the new balance before interest? Okay? Actually, we don't want before interest. We're talking about after interest here. Okay? So, because we've added in the finance charge really is the interest. So they on this list here, they told us the minimum payment is $93.30. So we're going to take the $93.30. I'm going to divide that by the new balance, $2665.82. 93.3 divided by 2665.82. And this comes out to be about 3.5%, right? 0.034998. So 0.035 roughly. So about 3.5% is the minimum payment. All right, they're making us pay about 3.5% of what is owed at the end of the month. All right, so Marley has a credit card. In fact, I'll let you. So we know that 3.5%. Marley has a credit card with APR of 2275 APR. Current balance of $14,677.90. If Marley uses the same percentages, what is her minimum payment? I'll let you figure that out. That'll be one of your assessment questions. Okay? Number 6, using the minimum payment. How long will it take Marley to pay off the current balance, assuming she does not add any more charges? So she's going to stop using the credit card. She's going to pay off each month. She's going to pay $93.30. Okay, so minus, she's going to pay negative $330. Right now, the present value is $2665.82. Right? The annual interest rate is, I'm sorry, we're looking at, I'm sorry, this is not, we're looking at the wrong person here. I was going back to the previous example. So we're going to put in $14,677.90 here. You're going to put in, and make sure it's a negative number, put in negative the minimum payment that you got from up here, from the previous problem, right? Whatever you figured out here, put that in as a minimum payment, okay? The annual interest rate as a percent is 22.75. Okay, we're going to do this once a month, so this is 12. We want to pay off, so we want 0 here. And so we're looking for how many compounding periods. How long is it going to take? All right? How long will it take? And so figure that out using your TVM calculator here. All right? Okay, suppose Marley makes $2,500 per month. Create a budget for Marley to find out how much she has left over to pay the minimum on her credit card. Okay, remember to consider the taxes taken out of her paycheck. Social Security 6.2%, Medicare 1.45%, federal income tax 15%. So take those off the top. How much is she going to pay for housing, you think, per month? Food per month, things like that. And I know you might not have a real good guess on those things, but just take a shot at it. Take a shot. Can Marty afford the minimum payment? Can she afford whatever you came up with on number 5? Yes or no? All right. Can she afford the minimum? If so, how much more than the minimum can she pay? If not, what do you recommend she do to afford the payment, pay off the credit card? Okay? So we'll put that also. These last few problems we will put in as your assessment. All right, that seems like a good place to stop. We'll stop right there. Let me know if you have any questions, and we will talk again tomorrow. Bye-bye.